I still don't know what's wrong. They do some, whatever they do, x-rays or whatever they would do to see what's wrong with my system. I think it's an x-ray. And they find out that I have kidney stones. I've never had a kidney stone before, and I didn't realize that something so tiny could cause so much pain. It was terrible. They gave me a prescription for some pain medication. And mind you, I live in Oklahoma, and I drove to Kansas. So I'm a little bit ways from my home, and major pain. I reach out to this person after I'm done with the doctor to take me to see if they'll take me to get my car, because it's at their house. I couldn't drive. I was hurting too bad. I asked if I could stay there for a little bit, but she wasn't trying to let me introduce me to her kids yet, because it's just a smart thing to do as a parent. I understood. I was upset at the time because I was hurting and bad, but I understood. And she said that I needed to be gone before they came back from school. So I'm sitting out in my car, hurting so bad, trying to hope it subsides a little bit so I can drive to, I think it's the Walgreens there, to get the pain medication. Mind you, I still had my credit card and stuff there. So I was using that too to get by. My credit card and the little bit of stimulus money. And I get the pain medication. I take some. I wait a little while. I'm still hurting really bad. I decide it's not safe to go home. Actually, I don't take it yet. I get the pain medication, and I decide that I'm going to stay at a hotel. I was trying to figure out why and when I stayed at this hotel. I decided it wouldn't be smart to take pain medication and then try to drive home, especially dealing with this pain. So I went to the hotel. I paid for a hotel with my card. I think I stayed there for a day or two. I don't remember. I just hung out at the hotel while this pain was hitting me, and I was taking this medication, hoping it would subside a little bit. And eventually, I end up feeling not okay, but enough to drive. And I start making my way back to Oklahoma. I get home, and I remember I was laying in bed, and the pain was so bad. Like it was so bad. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do DoorDash. I couldn't do anything. I was hurting so bad. And so I reached out to God, and I said, please make the pain stop. Instantaneously, my stomach stopped hurting. And I was starting to think, what is this? What am I communicating to? But I was happy. After my stomach started feeling better, I think I went out and I started door dashing again for that day to get some more money. While I was door dashing, I had an order at KFC. And I went in, and as I'm sitting there to get this order, I had this very subtle voice come through. This said something like, you are a child of God. You are very special to me. Or something like that. And something about this voice and the way it spoke and the way it sounded, it sent shivers down my spirit, man. That's the best way to describe it. My eyes started welling up, and I'm going through all this chaos. And then I have this voice come through that breaks me. I walk out of KFC and go to my car because I don't want them to see me randomly start crying out of nowhere with no reason. And I start talking to this voice. And he told me, I want you to read the Bible and pick a verse out of each chapter and share it. Didn't say how, just said share it. Could have been however I wanted. Could have shared it in real life. Could have shared it on Facebook. Whatever I wanted to do. So, this was the same voice that took my pain away. I decided I'm going to follow it. I'm going to listen. If it's for the kingdom, I'm going to listen. And so I did. I went online. At first I was reading on my phone for a while. And then I decided I want a book. I wanted to get my own book. So I asked online, I was like, what Bible do you guys recommend? And at the same time, I'm studying spiritual warfare. I'm sharing David's stuff. I'm sharing other weirdnesses I still experienced that I'm trying to understand, to see what people say or think. Anybody had any other, even any other experiences people may have had? And so I start reading. Like every day. Reading. Take it to work. Reading. People saw me reading. All the time. And between there, I'm door dashing. And I start eventually some things happened, domestic issues I'm not going to get into, and my boys got taken out of the home and they got put into a foster care temporarily. Mind you, I'm still rebuilding. I'm still building my money up. I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get back up on up on the plus. But my kids are in a foster home. My parents, they decide they're going to do whatever it took to at least take over. To have my kids be able to go to them. They had to do some classes and stuff like that to become eligible to be temporary foster parents. So they did that. And my kids ended up going there, while I'm going to court, trying to get a hold of them, trying to get them. And and I decided that I need to have a place. My parents decided, we all decided I need to have a place for these kids to go if I took control of them. So me and my dad banded together. We gathered the money up together, and we got me an apartment. And I went to court a few times. I started seeing my boys, a lot more because they were at my parents' house. I wasn't the one that got in trouble. They were. So I was still seeing them. I couldn't take them home yet, but I could still go see them, and I can go home. But I went to court a few times, and then I went on trial. They let me. That was kind of my trial period. I was able to see them. They could come spend the night, but they couldn't stay with me permanently yet. And I went to court 2 times, and eventually the judge gave me custody of the kids. I was so happy. Finally, they could be away from all these things that I keep hearing about, that I warned my ex about, but she didn't listen. I accused him of this for years, and they both told me nothing was happening. And then this happens. I've had these senses for a long time. I can sense when someone's lying to me. I can sense when energy's off. I just didn't think nothing of it. I thought it was, intuition. There was another moment at Walmart before I got fired that I was back there checking on my associates. And there was one of my associates that was having a panic attack. And I was trying to talk her through it. Trying to figure out what was going on. Are you okay? Do you need to step off the line? Do you need to do this? Eventually, at first she was saying okay. She was okay. But eventually she got to the point to where she needed to step off the line. So I can't think of the word. Escorted her over to a semi-safe location, so she could try to, deal with what she was going through. And she's sitting there for a minute. She seems to be doing okay. So I decide I'm gonna walk off, I'm gonna walk off and go check on the people and go back about my day, because she was okay. I'll go check on her in a little bit. She's over there sitting okay. I move the line, I move over, and instantaneously I get this thought where I need to turn around. I need to turn around and go check on her. I turn around and I go check on her, and as I get over there right by her, she passes out, and I catch her. And I'm sitting there holding her for like 30 minutes, waiting for the paramedics and EMTs to get there to check on her. They get there, they check on her. I think she ended up going home for the day. And I fill out these papers. But I wanted you guys to know about that instance, because I felt like it was important. She's the one. I think she's the one that they tried to send to flirt with me. I even got senses while she was doing this that she felt terrible about it. She didn't want to do it. It was almost like she was being forced by management to do what she did. And so I reached out to her one day while we were working, and I said, don't even worry about it. I know it's not your fault. I don't think she knew what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. I knew what they were trying to do. I knew they were trying to fire me. I knew they were trying to get you to hit on me. I don't blame you for it one bit. The reason why I told you what I did on Facebook was protection of myself. Just so you know. Okay. So, fast forward back to getting my kids. I got the place, got that, and it's kind of to where I'm at today, guys. I started getting attacked. Like, one night I was sleeping, and I was levitated above my bed by some being. Like, I'm not saying reality, but like lucid dream levitation. Lifted me above my bed in a dream, and then it set me down, and it was trying to cut my fingers off, but my fingers were glowing white, so it couldn't cut my fingers off. I woke up, and there's this voice, which I know is the Holy Spirit now, that took over, and sometimes it would speak in my head, rebuking these demons when I can't do it, because I'm too tired, I'm too groggy, I can't think. He would take over for me. So he rebuked that demon, and it went away. I woke up, everything was okay, I'm still talking. I reached out to some people, I tried to explain to him that I'm hearing voices from people. I'm hearing projections sometimes. I'm still getting these thoughts of people telling me. I've heard things like, "Oh, your eyes are interesting." Walk by like a female, for example. I'm like, "Oh, he's cute." Things like that. And then other ones like, "Oh, his hair changes like dramatically in the sun." And I'm just like, I don't know. Getting confused, just ignoring it. I'm just like, whatever. I don't even care. I'm gonna hear this. I'm gonna hear this stuff. Even today, I hear things, and I'm just like, whatever. Don't care. Ignore it. So I end up getting frustrated. Okay, because I'm dealing with good, and I'm dealing with bad, and sometimes it would get like exhausting, to say the least, exhausting. And so I got to points where I was like attacking God. I was like, why am I going through this? What is this? All these other things. You know, he's over trying to talk to me. This voice is trying to talk to me, the other voices are attacking me, saying, you're damned. You've been marked for hell. That's what this is. And I finally got to a point where it's like, you know what? I don't know what this is. I don't care what this is. But whether it's good, whether it's bad, I'm going to use it to save people. And if by some chance I am damned or whatever, I don't want other people to fall through. Don't want them to fall down the hole I have. Mind you, I'm not really a bad person. But works alone doesn't get you into heaven. Understand that. Okay? So, I tell him that. I was like, I don't care. I mean, he's like, I'm going to turn. I was like, how do you... it was pretending it was Satan talking to me. And I was like, I don't care if I'm damned. I don't care anything. How do you feel knowing that I'm going to use whatever you throw at me for the kingdom? You're over here trying to destroy me, and I'm taking this information and I'm giving it to the people. So you might send me to hell. You might damn me. But how many souls am I saving in the process? That's my concern. It shut up after that. So I was getting very irritated. That same night, I got down. I was yelling at God, and I was like, I was mad. I was mad, and I went to bed crying. I prayed. I was like, I don't understand this. Please help me understand it. I don't know. And I think I ended up having a dream that night where this reaper was trying to suck me down this hole. I fell asleep underneath my blanket for some reason, and my blanket width became a tunnel, and I clearly saw this big black reaper with a scythe spinning it. Now, I don't remember whether it was horizontal or vertical. I can't remember that part. I think it was probably up in the air like this, kind of like a lasso. And underneath him was this big black hole portal. And it started dragging me down this tunnel. And I took my hands and I put them up against this tunnel to hold myself still. As I was trying to shimmy myself out, I myself had these thoughts. I'm sure he helped me, but I'm the one that said it. It was the first time I truly started trying to rebuke a demon. Because this one was, first I'm getting levitated, getting my hands cut off, and now it's trying to suck me down this hole. And I didn't want to go down the dang hole. So I shimmied myself out of my blanket. I woke up. I shot myself out of my head. Out of my blanket is when the nightmare ended. And then I automatically just went into this rebuke mode. It's like all these words just came to me and it just happened. And then I went back to sleep. Right after that. And it was a nice night after that. Then, a few days go by. I'm still studying, still working. Finally, I did go back to Amazon. I got the confirmation. I wanted to do something different, so I transferred over to Pick. And I remember one time I went back home. I went to sleep. And I had this real dream. And I was being dragged. I was being dragged by these soldiers or these people, whoever they were. And they were spitting on me, and they were throwing things at me, and they were trying to poke me with things. But for some reason, I was able to take control of the dream as they were dragging me. I broke free. I somehow got this bow in my hand, and I shot a soldier in the head. Before this dream happened, I saw myself like this weird swirling tunnel, like I was traveling. And then I started seeing this take place, throwing all these blasphemies and things at me. And I believe I tried to punch one of them too before I shot one. And I ended up waking up. And they said you was not supposed to do that. You were supposed to watch the events unfold. I'm sitting there thinking, why would God be showing me what Jesus went through, making me go through it? Why would that? Why? I came to the conclusion that demons were trying to put me through the events and get me freaking crucified on a cross in my dream. Just to blaspheme me towards God. They would. Like I said, during these times, being confused, they were trying to tell me I was Jesus' reincarnation. They were trying to tell me I was spiritual Lucifer. They were trying to tell me I was going to be a new God when I died. These are different things I was told as I was trying to get through this stuff and studying, reading the Bible and all this other stuff. I'm just like, I don't believe it. I don't care. Y'all can say whatever you want. They're trying to make you seem like godly, You don't need to rely on God. You're going to be a God. You are God. All these other things. And so that happened. And I ended up waking up from that vision or nightmare. And for a while there, they tried to make it seem like I messed up. Like I was supposed to witness this, but I messed up because I somehow took control of the dream. They even told me one night they were going to replay the simulation and not to do anything. That never happened, but they did tell me they were going to. So I had that dream. That was pretty terrifying. But yet, at the same time, part of me wanted to witness it. I wanted to see firsthand if that truly was like the events they were trying to play from the past. I wanted to see what he went through. So, I know it sounds bad to say, maybe, but it was like living. It was almost like it was like living a biblical moment. Even if I was just like watching it, it's like reading the Bible and actually watching the events unfold. It's two totally different things. It was scary that I was the one actually firsthand watching this take place. Is me being drugged, or this person, like my point of view was in this person. But after I started thinking about it, even to today, I wish I would have finished it so I could see what it was. but I was scared at the time. And I had a knack for taking control of dreams. Spiritual people lucid dream a lot more easier than a normal person. I don't know why, but a lot of people say that they can take control of dreams a lot easier. Maybe it's because we're more spiritual, we're more spiritually in tune with our spirit, maybe. I don't know. But, so that happened. Went back to normal for a little bit. Then, I remember one time I'm sitting down. I'm laying in bed. And I'm just looking there. I'm looking up. I'm kind of just like looking with my eyes closed. And the sun's kind of beaming down on my eyes. And I start seeing this energy moving around behind my eyelids. And just out of curiosity, I'm watching it, I'm like, I've never seen this before. Normally I close my eyes and it's black. That's it. Black. You might see like colors or pigmentation sometimes, but mainly it's just black. You don't see white energy that's literally moving around. So as I'm laying there watching this energy move around, it starts forming visions. And the very first thing I saw was like 2 Babylonian kings or something like that. It was 2 kings, and they were sitting like this, and then they went in together, and they just kind of melded together, kind of like a oneness, or like a yin yang type thing. And then that went away. And then after that happened, it veered off to a boat on water. I assumed it was Noah's Ark. I saw that for a moment. And then it veered off to somebody fishing on a boat. I thought maybe that was like Simon Peter or something, throwing a net in, casting for food or for fish. And then it veered off, and it showed this place. I don't know how to describe it, but there was like this river, and there was a campsite where something used to be there. And there's this glade, there's this area in the back with like this tree or bush or something, and like in a way where it's like there's a secret behind there. But I couldn't see what it was. But I saw that for a moment. And then it veered off, and I saw water rising really, really high to where it was engulfing everything. And there was like a city or something, a metropolis of some type behind it, but I couldn't make out what it was, who it was, what place it was. I don't know. Then it veered off, and I saw a dinosaur running across the land, and then a meteorite coming down and just smacking it. And I believe that's about the moment I opened my eyes, because I was like, what did I just witness? What am I seeing right now? Went back to normal for a while. I'm still checking this stuff out. I just realized I just found something new. And I end up doing a DoorDash order one day. Just thinking about this stuff, But I'm good, I'm starting to understand this stuff. I don't fight it so much anymore. I end up ultimately I quit DoorDash once I get back to my Amazon job.